Hello, I'm Brian Reid. This is Brenda Lee. Together with the two of us and our incredible support team, we're Horses Know the Way Home. We're here today to a beautiful evening to talk about Jennifer Oikel's Tele-Summitt series. And today she's interviewing PJ Stegen and Linda Pucci, who created the E3A, Equine Experiential Education Association. I know it's a mouthful, but it's an incredible system they developed, and it's specifically geared towards corporate and business learning and personal development, personal transformation. It does not work with the medical model or the trauma model or the psychotherapy model. The context it specifically works with is how do you use horses to help facilitate development within a corporate environment, leadership, team building, problem solving, education, helping people learn how to learn, and personal development, transformation and growth. I was very interested in the depth of their systems, the complicity of the system, and the simplicity of their system. They talked about making sure that when you're working with somebody, you know what context you're working with. So if you're working with a corporate training and you're working on leadership, make sure you stay within that context of leadership and don't lean in towards the personal development or therapeutic end. And the strength of staying within the context, whether it's corporate, personal development, or learning. Their program is very hands-on. They work with small groups so that the people can actually get the experience. They believe wholeheartedly that we have the answers and that the horses are masters of helping bring those answers out so that they can be seen and worked on, so they can help you create movement towards what matters. They work strongly with the herd and the herd behavior, where there's an alpha, a leader, and a follower. And they work with those dynamics so that how people bring themselves into the herd. Do they enter as an alpha? Do they enter as a follower? Do they enter as a leader? Or what patterns do they have, and how do those patterns unfold within the herd, and can they see what they do in these exercises that they give them? So there's a series of exercises they present, problem solving or interactive exercises, and then the magic of what their system is, what their system does happens when there's a debriefing. You've done the exercise, you've had the experience, and now you go back and go through a 5-question process used to bring out what you've learned so that you can integrate it into your life and actually make a transformation, actually get something that works, something that's useful, something that'll help move you towards what matters. And their 5-question model, Linda had said the acronym is DIPIT, and it stands for discover. So you go and you have a 20-minute exercise, and you discover what happens, what just took place. What did you see happen? Just lay out, describe exactly what happened. And then you're going to have to interpret what happened. How can you use what you've just seen in the interaction with a horse? It could be something as simple as putting a lead line on a horse and taking it for a walk, or approaching the horse, or doing any troubleshooting exercise with horses. But as the horse interacts with you, again, one, can you discover what took place? Just laying out, the horse did this, I did this. And interpreting that, do you do that anyplace else? How does that work for you? Then there's the parallels. How do you do that someplace else? So is it in the family? Is it in your relationship with friends? Is it your relationship with coworkers? Is there parallels outside of that activity that you can learn from? And then how do you integrate this new learning that you've just experienced? And as the integration, you actually have the transformation. You actually get a shift that moves. I love the idea of working with a client, getting them to feel something, getting them to experience something, and then breaking it down so they actually understand what just took place so it becomes useful. And they talk often that there's this training that really works. And I could feel that. I could see how with this 5-question model, you take this, again, the magic of the horse, and you break it down through an interview to give them useful tools to take home, to take back to work, to take back to their family, to take back to anywhere they're going, and make significant changes. And I thought it was phenomenal. If you want to listen to this interview, you can go to horsesonthewayhome.com/healing. I'm not sure if it's still available. It was available for 48 hours. This may be an old one. I'm still playing catch up here. But the entire series here of 30 interviews is available for sale. Again, you go to horsesonthewayhome.com/healing. You can buy the entire 30 interviews. PJ and Linda, it was a pleasure listening to you, listening to your system. You may be able to hear the airplane going over. This is real life, as I'm sure PJ and Linda will tell you. It's experiential. And the horses, they're masters at bringing out in us our best, bringing out our blocks, bringing out what's going inside so that we can see it, so that we can come up with answers ourselves and come up with a plan to help ourselves move towards what matters. And their 5-step process, their 5-question model, is a phenomenal model that any facilitator could start using today to make a significant difference in their clients. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Brenda. And thank you, Jennifer. And thank you all. We're coming to the end. I think there's 3 or 4 more of these interviews. It's been phenomenal. I hope everybody listening has had a chance to listen to some of these interviews and gone and downloaded the entire package, because if you're a horse facilitator of any type, it's one of the most valuable things I could possibly imagine you having in your library, in your toolbox to use with your clients. Enjoy the day or enjoy the evening.